Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we have here a lot of cars and I want to do a resume of what we did so far on this year and what to expect next year. Starting here on the ground, I have some sand and some stone to do some work on the house, not on the house itself. From now on, this area of the house will be dedicated to the workshop. Yes, because as you may know by now, I have a company, I have services, and I do freelance to workshops and private people, okay? So the owners of the car can ask me to do some work if it is possible to do in their house. I have here the 156 that has the V6 engine that has the problem on the heads. So it is still here waiting for some legal issues with the courts and the owner and the other workshop. So it does not bother me to be here. It is a very beautiful car and I'm glad to have it here every day. Very, very nice car. And it does run, so I can take it out whenever I need. So here on this area of the house, I have here the entrance. This is not the main entrance, but it is, well, a bathroom. Hello. And through here, we have here, this will be the new area of the workshop. This will be my office over here on the side of the window. And on this wall over here, top to bottom, I will have some shelving and some areas of storage. So I will have here some storage that is protected from the elements outside. And over here, I will have my computer and my workstation to do the channel editing for the videos and also for the legal things necessary to run the company. I do have an entrance over here to the waiting room. That waiting room is the place that I do my recording on the whiteboard. I'll show you in a minute, okay? But basically, this is it. I'm doing here a new floor and I will do all new walls. I will not tear apart the walls because again, this will be just a storage area and my workspace for a desk and the computer, okay, just that. And I will just paint all this. We have now here in Europe, at least here in Europe, we have a paint that goes directly on top of the tile. So it is very easy to do now. I'm pre-drilling some holes to do some illumination. I will put here a lamp like I have on the waiting room. The waiting room now is filled with the stuff that I have on this room. Where I mean all of my stock, it is on the other area, okay? Of course, this bathroom will be usable for the customers, and it is being used for the customers. It has a lot of privacy, even though we have the entrance. One of the entrances is being used from here. We have some privacy, okay? So here on the outside, I have some windows for sunlight, and over here, I have my house. Half of it is mine, or the bank's, okay? And here we have the room that some of you already know from some recordings. And this is, well, it appears to be a mess, but in fact it is not. All of the 33 is on this area. All of the second 33 is on that area. My new supplies are over there. My kids' toys are also everywhere. And I have some shelving already. Not all of it, not nearly all of it, because I want to make sure the square meters that I have to do some shelving. And I have some new parts over here, okay? The light that I will put on the ceiling on the other division, on the other room, it will be a similar one to this one. These are 14s, and I have here already prepared a 13 one, very cute. Very small, very cute. This area over here mainly will be here some sitting area with some sofas. I have a stereo over there, but on the placement of the stereo, I will have a fridge, okay? And the stereo will go to somewhere else, maybe on that corner or whatever. Over here is where I do my whiteboard stuff, and my kid also does some engineering and painting. And this is it. It appears to be very messy, but I know where everything is. And remember that all of this will be on the other division, on the other room, very well cataloged and tidied up. This room over here was made by me a few years ago. It was always a room to do some parties and some special occasions, and well, it's not being used for anything right now. So being alone, no one comes here to party, and it will be now part of my workshop. So everyone that wants to wait a little bit, because I have customers that are from very far away, and sometimes I have them here for a morning or a afternoon, sometimes the whole day. And it's nice, mainly for the ladies, to be sitting here with some nice music that I have over there and some good environment and protected from the outside, because yes, we have very good climate in Portugal, but sometimes it rains a lot. Now the cars. What we have here, well, what I do have here, you will see in August next year, 2024, because I am 8 months ahead on the channel. Imagine the quantity of work that I had on 2023 that I was able to do videos almost a year ahead, and counting. Now I am here waiting for some parts from some cars. This is the end of the year, so it is a little bit strange to order parts. I did a video here for my engine blocks of my 75 and the sleeves and whatnot. It is down in the description. I have here my 75 to finally start to do the restoration, at least on the engine bay, to receive the new engine that I will be able to restore finally. 4 engines later, finally I was able to do that. I have here my 156 that I need to do everything. I need to do with the bars, transversal bars on the rear. I have to do the exhaust hangers are very loose. They are the original one. I have new ones to put in. I have to do rear brakes. I have to do the timing. I have a leak on the radiator. I have a cooling fan that is going to hell because it is shaking a lot. I have to restore this headlight. Okay, but the main things are done. So all of the liquids, all of the fluids are done, except the power steering one, because I will take it out once I take out here the bumper because of the headlight, and in that way, like the 147, like I showed you, I will take out there the power steering fluid. But the gearbox is done, the axle drive is done, the engine oil is done, just the timing to do and the rear suspension to take care of. Okay, I have here a Volkswagen. This is from a friend of mine that has a 159, and he also has this one. And once I have less work here on the workshop, I do accept other mixing models on my workshop, because for all my life I did work on all mixing models, so it does not bother me that much. By that, I do prefer always my Italian cars, but as I do not have them entering right now on the workshop, I do accept other brakes makes and models, but only depending on the case. In this case, the customer has the 159. Well, it has two 159s. This is my 155, and it currently has everything working. Nothing to do on it except a paint job. Yes, a paint job. My two cars normally stay here outside when I have more work. These two parking areas are for my work. But yes, I did a full service on it a few weeks ago, and I also did here the exhaust hangers and some works, some noises. The two cats are fighting a lot. Also, there the gear shift linkage was very bad, and I had a almost new one to put in. Just took out here the tunnel cover like on the 147 that I did on the channel. Okay, and I have here my 33. It seems to be the same thing. It is not. It is really not, because I do have here a surprise for you. I do have here all of the things necessary to do the cage. All cut and drilled through. So it is very near, guys. Very near. Just have to buy a welder. If you want to do some donations for buying a welder, I will not buy anything very expensive. I just thinking about buying that flux wired ones, like 150 bucks or whatever it will be, or 200 or something like that, to do the cage around here, the 33. Okay, this was very expensive, and it was a special price nonetheless, because it was the price of the cost, because the rest of it was a donation for the channel. I do have to do here the rest of the disassembly of this car, but I already talked about that on some other videos. Like you know, this is the donor 33 for the other one, for parts for the other one. I have here some large boxes to put parts, and I'm doing here some modifications on my system. So all of my used oils are now on another place here on the back of this wall, and where I did the thing a few years ago. This roof line over here. Okay, it is now stored over there, like the oils and all of the junk is over there. Okay, so I do have here a Brera, a 2.4 liter one, to do the entire, not the entire, but all the way to the engine block up, all of the repairing of the engine. I can show you what I did so far. So I have the CF3 head, I have the manifolds taken care of, I will have a turbo for this. This has a lot of leaks, and everything is being taken care of. This work is a little bit stopped right now because the owner is having some issues with money, but I think it will be temporary. Okay, I do have here this awesome 166. It is a V6 turbo, the 2 liter, the super. It is so good, so good, so good. Almost everything is finished. I was doing here suspension work. I did some electrical work on the boot. I did the speakers. I did the lifter, the window regulator on the driver's door. I did some work here on the engine bay, and I did also some brakes on the rear. And right now he's waiting here for this part on the upholstery. It should be almost done. And that being said, in a week or two, it will be back to the owner. And I have this 500X that has a very weird issue. Sometimes it does not crank or start, and in the end it does not respond to the button. So the start-stop button. It has some fault codes about that particular button, and it appears to be a very common issue. And I'm waiting for that button. It is cheaper on the dealership than it is on the aftermarket, very much. Not half the price, but very near that. And in this way, I also have here for a few months now, I have here this Spider. Everything is working correctly. I did some videos about the soft top over here, some solutions that also are already online. And but every case is maybe be different. So we have here this one. This one had to have the 2 gas struts, the 200 newtons for the glass, and the 2 100 newtons over here for this side of the top were also very bad. And also here the flap motors were also very bad. So everything that goes bad on these soft tops was bad. Also on the other soft top of the red one, not that red one, the interior red one, is also done, and everything is working correctly finally for the customer, because the dealership told them he had to replace the hydraulics. All of the hydraulics had to be replaced, and it was not available and whatnot. So if it was available, and if the customer did accept that repair, it would not solve the problem, because the problem on the other car, it was exactly the same as this one. 2 + 2 gas struts, and 2 of the flap motors were bad. For the next year, I'm thinking about doing kind of the same content, okay? At least until August, it will be the same content. But from now on, I am free, like I told you on last year, I am free to do basically whatever I want. Not quite, okay, not quite. I have bills to pay, as everyone has, but now I am free of schedule to do my freelance. I do freelance almost every day to several points of the country. I do the whole nation, left, right, and up and down. And I do have some calls to go some places. Over here, I'm just doing the difficult, the very difficult stuff that comes from the lift truck or something, that cars that do not run, cars that came from other workshops, and like this one over here, for example. And I do go to people's houses to try to get the car running or something, like I did on the channel so many times, okay? Like a Lancia Tima, like some other cars. I have here the 164, the gray one, that did on the tow truck 450 kilometers to come here to my house to repair, and that repair was successful, so the car went on his wheels home. Okay, so this will be my next year. Okay, I do have a lot of stuff for next year. Yeah, I do have. Remember a few years ago I told you that I have about 400 videos to make for the channel. That was before I started this freelance stuff, so I'll do have even more videos for you. Okay, remember that doing all of this sometimes does not work, some months really does not work. Yes, I do receive some money from YouTube, yes I do, and from Patreon, but of course it is just a drop of water in the very large, not ocean, but in the very large jar of water. And I really hope you guys can help me out a little bit, just a little bit, okay? On the description below I have links for helps for the channel, if you are able to do so, okay? I really appreciate that. Mainly I really appreciate if you can share with your friends. That will be very good for the channel if you can do so, okay? And again, down in the description I have playlists for crank no start, I have playlists for lack of power, I have for, well, over there I have a playlist for my 75, I have playlists for coolant systems, very crucial here in Portugal at least. And I really do have a lot of stuff that can and will be useful for you guys, okay? I really enjoyed all of my journey so far on the channel. It has been, well, what, 4 years? Yeah, 4 years so far. 4 years, and it's growing. Yeah, it's growing. But doing a channel about cars is very expensive. So yeah, let's keep it going and see what we can do, okay? With your help, I'm sure I can do a lot more. I see you next time, guys. Bye.